everyone, it's Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. For this layout, I am working with the fabulous cut file that is called Rocket Ship, and I am documenting taking Thomas to see Play School, the concert. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with Play School, it is a kids' TV show that is basically one take. The actors in it, they do really fun stuff, like they sing songs, they play games, they read stories, they do craft. There's so much stuff. It's just perfect for this age group. And the rocket clock is a massive hit. So they tell the time every day before they read their story. And the rocket clock was part of the set of the play school. And so I really wanted to replicate that using that gorgeous rocket ship cut file. I put a little clock face where the O, like the window hole, used to be. And I really wanted to replicate that blue background that I showed you in that picture before. So I'm starting off by doing my light blue circle in the center, and I'm using a 3/4 inch brush, just a cheap old crappy brush, so it doesn't have really nice smooth lines because of the scraggly hairs, but it's going to be okay because I am going to layer up the different paints, sort of make a bit of an ombre effect here, just to get those circle effects and to get those layers of blue. You might have noticed before with my grey lead, I really light drew a rough circle. It's not a perfect circle by any means, but it was just a basic outline for me to see where I needed to be drawing or sort of going, just to guide me a little bit there. I do have my Ranger mat underneath me here, just so I can paint straight onto the surface and give that a wash later. I'm not getting my desk dirty. And now I'm putting in my final dark blue color. I haven't washed my brush in between because obviously with that ombre effect, it doesn't really matter all that much. At the moment, the segments between the circles are quite severe, and I don't love that look. So I'm going to go in with my brush and just sort of lightly buff around the edges where the different colors join, just to make it a little bit more of a smooth kind of ombre feel. Now, this is super thin paper, and I really sillily, what a silly word, didn't gesso my paper. I was being impatient, so it is looking a little bit warped at the moment, but it actually dries really well. So I was super lucky with how it dried. It's still wet-ish now, but again, I was being impatient and wanted to put my little star splatters on. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and here we are now the next day. And I'm adding some glue to my cut file, and it's going to be popped up on foam, heading off into this circle. Now, I'm assuming the idea of the circle is to be like the galaxy, and obviously mine here looks a little bit like my rocket is taking off into the circle, but it's more just like the background of the rocket clock. You can sort of see it in the photo off to the side on the right hand side, that there's the big red rocket and there's just blue behind it. It's just how it looks in the play school, so I really wanted to do that. And I don't know if you picked it, but Thomas is doing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in those photos. He's got his hands straight up twinkling, and then in the next one where he's sort of looking over his shoulder, he's doing the diamond in the sky. I didn't think I was going to fit all 4 of these photos on the page, but of the 5 million that I took, I couldn't possibly narrow it down any further. So I've got a picture of the 2 hosts, which are Alex and Kai, and then I've got the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then just Thomas and I up nice and close to the set. I also chose to put that bear on because, again, sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about, but the intro music, the song of Play School go, there's a bear in there and a chair as well, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to have the little bear. The other things are more just sort of toys. You know, there are people with games and stories to tell. So yeah, the other bits and bobs are just kind of toys and fun things, which I just felt went with the theme. but I literally opened a brand new packet just to get that bear because I really wanted him to be part of this particular layout. I adore this collection. It is the Crepe Paper Boys Rule, and I have quite a bit of it because my sister went on a hunt and found some more and sort of topped up my stash, which I just adore. And I found it really hard to open some of the new packets. So I literally opened the chipboard to get that bear, and I haven't opened my new ephemera. I just couldn't. So I'm loving it. I feel like now is a really good time while I am cluster building to mention my description box. Please make sure you check out my description box down below. In that description box, you will see a link to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Etsy shop where there is over 800 cut files in there. There is one for every occasion you can possibly think of. And it is also the place where you will find a link specifically to this rocket cut file. There is also a link to the Facebook group, which I highly recommend joining if you haven't already. Virginia is super duper generous and gives out free cut files. And it is just a lovely, lovely community to be a part of, to hang out and see all the amazing things. You'll be the first to see layouts and hear about sales and all those important things over in that Facebook group. One little tip though, please make sure you answer any of the questions that are part of the applying to the group, trying to get into the group process, because if you don't answer those questions, you will not get in there. Super duper easy. So yeah, we'd love to see you over there soon. What else can I tell you? There are 2 releases every month of cut files, so one on the 1st of the month and one on about the 15th, with 10 cut files in every release. So there are constantly new cut files coming out and about as part of this amazing COAPA Cut Files store. So I definitely recommend being in that Facebook group so you don't miss the newest and latest releases. So I have just about finished my layout that I'm working on. I've built my 3 clusters, and I just decided I really wanted to put this little bunting across this top corner. I'm not sure if it was necessarily needed, but it's cute, so why not? There is already so much going on in this layout. Why not add just a tad more? So I am adding on some string because I feel it would look cuter if it looks more like real bunting, and then decided I'd actually made the string. I was trying to go for the dangly hanging down effect with the string, but it was just too much. So now I'm trying to tighten it back up again, and basically I'm almost starting from scratch all over again because I'm trying to pull that string back through. I was really cautious as well as to where those flags were going to go because I didn't want to cover, in the one of Thomas doing like a diamond in the sky, I didn't want to cover the hosts with a bunting. So I was really conscious as to where they were sitting. I wanted the flow to still have that right kind of hanging semicircle effect, but I didn't want to cover anything important from the photo. I was very close to not including the flags, but I just did. So I am almost done. I'm just going to pop on a few of these little love hearts. They are illustrated face love hearts in a bit of a navy color. Katie added these to my kit when she gave me the rest of my stash. I think this is from maybe 2 December advent calendars ago. So I have been hoarding this stash for quite some time. Just doing a little bit of navy and black splatters, just a super small amount. I just want to tie in the black thickers in the its and the little pops of black elements that are around the page. And this little darling is done. I am super happy with the way this pulled together. I just adore all the little bits and pieces. I love that rocket. I think it is just perfect for the rocket clock, and I'm really, really happy with this whole layout. Thank you so much for watching this process video, and I cannot wait to show you what I create next. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful day.